Hey, welcome back to Black Press. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Now let's get to it.
And all that stuff in school. Why not teach them?
They put a lot of that up too.
Yeah. Why not teach them about loans? What you do when you're buying your first car or house or stuff. They only teach you. You're in 12th grade learning arithmetic and
I just really don't.
Algebra and geometry. Can you take your geometry assignment and apply it to a loan and go buy a car or a house? You cannot.
No. I just really think we give ourselves too many excuses to fail.
Mm-hmm.
That's my only issue. Like, okay, because of the fact that in order to get a student loan, you have to read the documents and you have to say, I understand what I just read and I agree and I still want the student loan.
Mm-hmm.
I just really don't think that there is any need to argue past that point. Because I think that any point arguing past that is excusing us as black people to say that we're not capable of reading the document, understanding the document, and signing the document. And therefore, if that portion does not help us, then it's to say that we need additional stuff is to say that we're stupid.
Not saying that black people are stupid or a certain group is stupid because they don't understand.
I know you don't want to say that.
No.
But I'm saying that I believe that them to say that we need additional education when we have direct access to so much information and education is to say that
it's still underprivileged. It's still underprivileged because you can grow a child and groom a child into knowing the correct and the right things to do. You can teach them about loans. You can teach them how much of that do you think is taught within a black community? Not a lot. How many in the black community own their houses? How many own their cars? A lot of people go out and they lease their cars. They don't even own it.
I really don't understand how does somebody really justify in their mind that they should lease a car?
A lot of people do.
My parents grew up like that. I mean, when I was growing up, my parents had leased the cars before, but it was because it was financially beneficial for them because at that point it's more of a payment. It's a higher payment to buy the car and pay it off than to lease it.
But in the black community, it's not just cars that they lease. They lease furniture. They lease electronics, like stuff that you think you need, but can you do something else like save the money up and then go out and buy it? Because if you're leasing it, you're just kind of like pouring your money down the drain because you're gonna end up paying 3 times the amount.
Yeah,
the original amount.
My point for this whole thing is just my point in today, in the past episodes, and in all future episodes. I will never say that we are not capable of understanding what we need to do, what we need to accomplish, what we're signing a document for. I will always say that we are capable of doing amazing things, and that what we do is decide that we're going to ignore what we know or see or understand to be right for the sake of having something else that can give us an excuse for what we actually chose to do.
It's almost like you're saying black people have to try a little bit harder.
No, we have to choose the right over we have to choose the hard right over the easy wrong. And we choose the easy wrong, and then we pick out everything inside of that word search that justifies why we chose the wrong.
Well, we are agreeing to disagree on that. And we're
Wouldn't be
moving
the
on to the next topic.
It's not the first time,
It's
won't be
not
the
gonna
last
stop.
time. Yeah,
What we got up
definitely
next?
continue on that. Next. Oh no. Yep. Boom. I'm gonna skip that topic because I'm not sure. Okay, I'm not gonna completely skip it. I'm gonna say it. So Maryland, after all these, after the midterm elections, Maryland elected its first black governor.
Awesome.
He's also the only black candidate to be elected as governor in the entire United States during this midterm.
Oh wow!
And I was listening to his platform, what he wanted to do, wants to do, and plans to do. I liked a lot of stuff he was saying.
Yeah,
like Maryland picked a good one. On this one, he has a lot of great ideas, a lot of plans to push forth in Maryland, and I'm happy for him.
Yeah,
and the reason I didn't want to talk too much about it is I don't know if I messed up my notes, but it's his name in my notes is Lesmore, and I'm not sure if that's his real name.
Yeah.
And I should have confirmed it before we started, but I'm not going to search it right now. But yeah, I think it's Lesmore from what I wrote down in my notes. His name is Lesmore, but if he wants less, why does he want more? I don't know. That's what gets me. But yeah, write it in the comments so I can actually identify what his name is, new governor or the governor-elect of Maryland. Is it Lesmore?
Yeah. Just keep us updated.
Yeah.
Write us in the comments.
You keep me updated. And then hey, we gotta do research ourselves.
Yeah, and we look forward to any of the plans that he has to promote positivity and production.
A lot of other people didn't win though.
Yeah,
your girl, Stacey Abrams could not pull it through
because who didn't come out to vote for her? Black men.
That's not true. Yeah. If you look at the polls,
they were saying of black men before.
Yeah, they were saying that, but a lot of black men still voted for Stacey Abrams. I didn't vote for her.
I know,
and I'm not. I don't. I just she doesn't do it for me. And then
that's not enough. That's not enough.
And you know what? I have this whole thing like for me. Part of me really wants to vote for anybody black. You black, yo, you got my vote.
Okay, so saying that,
I said part of me.
Yeah, because you got Herschel and Warnock right now.
Yes, the runoff is on December 8th. Is it 6th? December 6th. Go vote on December 6th. I'm gonna start early vote. I'm gonna early vote again.
Yeah,
because I don't like lines. But definitely go vote. We got a runoff. Luckily for the Democrats, is Georgia is not deciding vote anymore for the Senate to remain with the Democratic Party as the majority because of Arizona's win.
Yeah.
So, but still, for me, I think the Democratic Party is what we need right now for sanity against the MAGA people. And it's not because I think MAGA is horrible. I think Trump is just not the type of president that we need as a American country.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people that's not backing him anymore.
Yeah. So that's part of the thing too. Because the majority of the people the majority of the candidates that were supporting the whole stop the steal and the whole idea that the vote there was corruption. A lot of them didn't win. So people are turning their back on Trump. Mm-hmm. People are turning their back. But you know what? Honestly, the fact that he's running again and he just announced it on Tuesday, I actually want him to. I want him to continue to run. And here's the reason why. I want him to run because it needs to be solidified that, okay, the first time he lost, he was saying it was stolen election, right? Mm-hmm. It needs to be solidified that is not the guy that America wants. Okay. And the only way for that to happen is for him to run again and to lose again.
I think it's going to be between him and Pence.
Yeah, I think it'll be him. I think on the debate stage is going to be him, Pence, and
Chris. Is it Christie?
No, not Christie. Dang, now I just lost his name.
I think it was
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis.
DeSantis.
Ron DeSantis might not run. I don't know. It's still he hasn't said he was, so he might not. But it's definitely going to be interesting. I know Mike Pence is going to run.
Yeah, because the people the people that are backing out on Trump are going to back Pence.
Yeah.
They need a front man.
Those that are tired of Trump's words are going to back
Pence. Will be their man.
But Liz Cheney, I would like her to run.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would like her to run. She was one of the few. She was the co-chair of the November 6th investigation. Not November. February 6th
January 6th.
Goodness. January 6th investigation. I'm just throwing out months. But I think she would be great.
Yeah.
Just her demeanor. She'd be definitely better than Trump. And I would like it also. I would if she ran out over Pence, because at least she wasn't part of all of the other crap he went through. Yeah. Like the way everything was going on during that presidency, the type of guy that Mike Pence is, he should have walked away, honestly. But he probably thought it. I mean, I could understand both sides of walking away. I could also understand the side of, like, I'm going to do my job in order to help America.
Yeah.
If I leave, it'll be even worse. But yeah, that's enough about that. Because crazy. And we don't want to keep... We could continue to talk about that for a long time. We're going to get to the next subject. Cryptocurrency. And the FTX crypto bankrupt, and thousands of people losing all of their investments.
Yeah.
Did you invest
in crypto? No, because I saw the signs.
Yeah. It just did not make sense.
No.
To me, it made sense. The idea of it made sense, but for me, just it
wasn't developed enough to.
I didn't see the truth in it.
Yeah.
Like you cannot tell me, okay, yes, the dollar bill is really just a piece of paper but it literally says on the bill, it says this bill is used for the covering or the paying of all debts, personal or government.
Yeah.
So the dollar bill has value because the country supports its value.
Yeah.
Cryptocurrency was just like, okay, we these people who have decided to support to invest have decided that this has value. Okay, that means nothing if the entire if the government has not decided this is how you can pay off debt or any type of anything you if it's not everywhere, it's nowhere.
If there's no monetary value in it, then
yeah,
it might as well be extinct.
If I can't come to somebody and be like, all right, I'll pay you 10 crypto, and they be like, nah, I don't accept that. Like, really? If I can't give it to you, be like, I give you 10 crypto, and everybody in the whole country say I'll accept it, it's not real.
Yeah.
And it showed it's not real. But in actuality, part of it was real though, because the guy, the CEO of FTX, was like, he was rubbing elbows with all of Congress, and he was doing meetings in the White House. Some young guy, don't remember his name. He's in Anglo-Saxon. I don't know why. I don't know. Yeah, but I just don't remember a lot of people's names anyway. But he was in there. He was like rubbing elbows with all the congressmen and Nancy Pelosi and Moscow Mitch and all of them. So he was in there. He was up there at that level, but it was not a national currency. And I was like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
So, but a big issue for us as black people is the fact that they were saying that crypto could be the opportunity for black to elevate above the level that we're at.
Yeah, black people knew not to buy into that.
No, there were some that were saying like, hey, this is the way into getting some wealth. But by coming on the floor level, and a lot of people lost money.
Yeah, that's
and
sad.
I haven't seen the stats on how many black people lost money, but it's sad for me to understand that there were some there. I'm sure there were black people that invested money into that, and he's like, I don't have it.
It's like the lotto. Like, look how many, like, billions of people came out to play the lotto.
Yeah.
Like, the stores were running out of tickets and everything. And just selling people a dream.
Yeah, it is a dream.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. So, I'm big on the hard work. If you ain't putting blood, sweat, and tears in it, you can't expect it to be productive. You can't expect to have revenue or sustainability off of it. And that's why a lot of people that win the lottery go broke.
Yeah.
Because you didn't have to put any equity, you didn't have any sweat equity in it. So, is getting this whole idea of get rich quick, or I'm gonna put in a little bit and get out a lot. That's literally completely against the idea of productivity. You have to put in to get out. To put in a little in the expectation that you're going to get a lot. It's obviously, yeah, I understand part of it because it's supply and demand. So I want to get the most for the least amount. I want to get as big as a benefit from paying the least amount, but at the same time, you still get what you pay for.
Yeah.
It kills me because I don't understand how we don't. I don't understand. I understand how, but I don't understand the mindset of people that believe I can put in a little bit of work and get a lot out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
If you're logically thinking, you have to put in the work to receive a large profit or benefit from it.
Mm-hmm.
But then also on that side, on this side, it doesn't make sense because people want less for more or more for less. But then we got young people that will put in hours and hours and hours in the studio with the expectation of making
that one hit.
Yeah. And getting big, but they won't put in hours and hours and hours of work on anything else. Like
it's all in with your heart and your passion, whatever, and that's what drives people. Your heart and your passion.
But it's the justification of it, though.
If you can't make money off of those two things, then you just have to put your boots on and get to work.
But for me, it's the justification. Mm-hmm. Like, how can you justify putting hours and hours and hours and money into the studio with the expectation of getting getting success?
Yeah.
But you completely delegitimize the success that you can receive from putting hours into a craft that is proven to lead to long-term success.
Because it's a lot of it is social media. Like social media, you go on there, you see like somebody made a song and they're like real popular and they start gaining monetary value from their music, but you don't see like the regular person that's going to work every day and they're making a whole bunch of money. You just see them living a regular life.
I think people, I just got it in my head.
People want the glamorous life.
I just got it in my head though.
What's that?
Those that think that if they put in hours in the studio and they're gonna hit it big, they're gonna get noticed. They're still doing it.
What's that?
They're still playing the lottery. They're still trying to get more for less.
Trying to get buy a dream.
No, they're trying to buy a dream, but I'm saying they're still trying to get more for less because they believe that if I put in this many hours in the front end to become successful, then I can just ride that coaster. So you're still believing that you can put in less, you can put in a lot of time and not have to put in any more time after that.
Yeah. And still they don't understand like what all goes into like a musical production. You have to pay the producer, you have to pay for to get your name out there. You have to pay for the instrumental, you have to pay for the studio time. It's not just going there and make a song that's hot and get $1 million. You're probably going to walk away with 30,000 of that million.
If that. So I was watching the Crime Mob crew, 3 of them anyway, on the Breakfast Club, and they were saying that all of the royalties and everything that they went through to after all of their success with everything that they did, everybody knew Crime Mob.
Yeah.
But when they went through all of the legal issues to try to actually get paid for all the work that they did, it came out with like $9,000 each.
Yeah, see, that's crazy.
Yeah,
because you have to think you have to pay like everybody. Everybody has to get a cut of that same pay.
Exactly.
You got a group of 3 people. That's why a lot of people they come out in groups, and then once they realize, oh, we're not going to be making nothing,
you don't make no money.
Then they split off, and then there's this single artist. So,
but people are playing. They're trying to get this like they're trying to play that $2 lottery ticket multiple times so they can try to hit it big one big time and never have to do anything after that. So these people that are aspiring rappers and artists are still trying to get more for less because they want the work that they put in now to push them through the rest of their life.
Mm-hmm.
You want to do a year's worth of work and then you put and make it for the rest of your life. You're still asking for more for less.
Yeah.
So they're not really the concept of them wanting to do a lot of work at the industry versus do work in a actual craft or skill job and making it. They're not. Then they can't correlate the two because they're not doing. They understand that working in a craft is actually going to take them to have to work every day.
Yeah.
Versus writing and rapping on the track a couple times, couple hours, and then not having to do anything more.
And they get so lazy with lyrics.
I just fixed that in my head
over and over. They just repeat the same thing over and over.
Every song is the same.
Yeah. Everything sounds the same. Nothing's original.
That's why I stopped listening. It's like no point. Everything sounds the same.
Yeah.
But that being said, we're gonna take a 2-minute break.
Sounds good.
Hit the like button over there on the left side of the screen. Hit the subscribe button on the right side. Hit the bell right above the subscribe button. And hit the share somewhere in the middle. Share this with somebody. Share us, and let's continue the conversation about what's going on in our community and the world. And we will be right back. We are Black Press.
Hey, what's up? Welcome back to We Are Black Press. It's your girl Trish.
And your boy Mr. Define.
All right, so let's get into some more topics.
Wow.
Yes. All right, so have you heard about Twitter laying off like thousands of people?
Yeah, and they're probably going to lay off more.
It's crazy, right? All right, so apparently with Elon Musk taking over Twitter, everything is in chaos right now.
Yeah.
So he's come in and he's implementing these new plans. He's laying people off.
They fire people for talking bad about Twitter.
Yeah. So
when Twitter is supposed to be like the main thing for free speech, he's firing people that talk bad about their company.
And then paying for the blue checks. You have people having like fraudulent accounts and saying things that they haven't said.
The funniest thing was when the producers of insulin said that they were gonna like knock the price down to like $20 or something like that. And
it's like, oh
yeah,
we didn't see that.
Yeah. That was funny. The whole thing about Twitter though, they're going in such a wrong direction.
Yeah, they are.
But I think Elon Musk knew it was going to happen, and that's why he was trying to pull out of the deal that he got forced to complete. But they're not the only ones to start laying off people. Meta is laying off people, and Amazon is laying off people. The craziest part is Amazon is laying off people ahead of the holidays.
Season. Yeah.
So there's that's a canary in the coal mine because they are signaling, and you got to realize these are the people that we believe to be like tech brilliance.
Yeah. So
if they're doing that, they're seeing something. They're seeing the writing on the wall that is the recession is coming. If they're doing that, and then tech is most of tech right now. That's the craziest part because tech was like boom, 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 boom. But now tech is starting to draw back.
Yeah, it's starting to slow down.
Yeah.
Because
the writing is on the wall. So look, hold on to your coins.
On to its hat.
Hold on to your coins. If you got the bag, hold on to that mug, bury it, because you're gonna need it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be rough.
Yeah.
It really is.
That's definitely the start of everything. So just be on the lookout for that.
And this is like the first big dip in tech.
Yeah.
And in the social media environment since social media environment started. It's been on the rise. It was on the rise from the day it started, but now it's starting. It's the first time this has happened.
Yeah.
So watch the writing on the wall. Be careful out there with your finances, because it's going to get rough.
Right, so what we got next?
Black Panther.
Yeah, it was so good.
Wakanda.
Yeah, we were supposed to do that together. You're supposed to let me know.
You didn't tell me that.
You're supposed to say, hey, babe.
We didn't talk about it.
When we say Black Panther, we go.
Oh, we didn't talk about it. It's too late. Try it again. You ready? Black Panther. Wakanda forever. Anyway. Yours was so blah though.
Because you
already
messed it
up.
Oh my god.
So like pretend like that didn't happen. You gotta forget the last play. Forget the last play. Anyway, what do you think of the movie? We went and saw it last weekend.
Premiere and opening. It was very good. I loved it. There was some like moments on the edge of your seat. There's moments like, ooh, that's nice. I like the underwater scene. It's really nice.
Yeah, that was really legit.
Nice. And I like the underwater scene. It's really nice. And then I really loved how they incorporated him in the movie, which is Chadwick Boseman. I really love how they incorporated him in the movie, even though he's not here. Especially that ending part made me cry. I was in tears.
What do you mean?
I was in tears. The ending part. I don't want to give it away, because if you haven't seen the movie, you need to go watch it. What are you waiting for?
If you haven't seen the movie yet, it's like you're probably not gonna go watch it.
Yeah.
You're gonna wait to come out on Netflix.
No, not Netflix.
Oh no, not Netflix. Disney Plus. Because it's
it's Marvel, right?
Marvel is owned by Disney.
Well, definitely take your family, go out there, watch it. But the movie, it was, I think it had a lot of female empowerment in it. But I think it also showed the struggles of being a female leader.
Yeah.
Because one, not everybody takes you seriously, and two, your emotions play a lot into your thoughts and decisions.
Are you saying female leaders are emotional?
No. I'm saying like when you're actually going through something and experiencing something, and you have a lot of emotion with it, it's hard for people to understand that the decisions that you're making are from a leadership point of view and not just the emotional thing. Because they were thinking, like, remember when they were all gathered and they were wondering like what they were gonna do?
Yeah.
And then she came and dropped through, and she was like, all right, here's what it is and here's what we're gonna do. But they still questioned her. So she was in a leadership position when she came and like, okay, I'm the Black Panther.
Do you believe that happens only with women?
I believe it happens a lot more with women, because they feel like women make choices from an emotional point of view. Not just because women can be in leadership too. It's not just men.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So you just have to respect the leadership and concede. What you have to say?
I think it did. I think it pushed a lot of woman empowerment. I think it didn't have a choice though, because of Chadwick Boseman's passing. it had to be, and I don't want to give too much away either, but because of Chadwick Boseman's passing, obviously, bruh, okay, spoiler alert, I'm gonna say some stuff because it just I can't expound on it without saying some stuff.
Yeah,
it has to be understood that if and it's not even unrealistic. Literally, the Queen of England just passed, who was queen for like ever.
Yeah.
She was alive during World War II. Like she's been around forever.
Yeah, she served till like her last day.
Yeah. So, in actuality, we've seen it in real life that women can be in that role, but it had to be that way because if Black Panther's dad what was his name? What was the Black Panther's name?
The dad?
No. The character of Black Panther, Chadwick Boseman's character. What was his name
in the movie?
Yeah.
It's done to me.
How you just go silent?
Because I'm like, ooh. Get back.
What was
Write in the comments because we don't know. Okay.
No. Dang.
Don't think about it.
All right. So anyway, I'm gonna think about it I'm gonna pick it up before we finish this conversation. Him dying. Yeah. He took over because his dad was died in the explosion in whatchamacallit? What was it? Winter Soldier. And then he became king, and then he died, and he didn't have a successor. He didn't have a child because basically he didn't have a child because the woman he loved decided she wanted to go continue to be a humanitarian. So that's different too. We can unpack that also. Yeah. But we should talk about the fact that the king of Wakanda didn't have a queen because the queen decided that she wanted to go be everywhere else but with the king.
But that's making good. But that's no, you don't. Okay, yeah. So just because you're joined together doesn't mean you have to be together but at the hip all the time, and it doesn't mean that
if you want to have successors.
And so it's almost
like there was no successor.
So it's almost like the queen is supposed to stay in the castle. It don't work like that.
They didn't even get married though. Yeah, well, there was no successor. He had no successor. So it only made sense that it would the crown would move to the queen mother and then to the daughter. So the whole setup had no choice but to make women have to be the rulers. So that you can't even be mad about that because that's literally what else do you do? In order to make it make sense, you have to make. I mean, that other big dude could have challenged.
Yeah, that's it. There's other options. It's just that's how it was supposed to.
Yeah, that's how it had to go. Yeah. I'm still trying to remember his name, but anyway, I'll type it in the comments.
I get brain fog, so.
Yeah.
Don't judge me.
Especially when you're in front of the camera.
But I had COVID.
Anyway, but yeah, so the movie itself had to play the way it played because it has to go down a lineage.
It has to be a successor. So
yeah, there has to be a successor. Yeah. But on the other side, it's like I would have liked to see
Mm-hmm.
more males in the leadership roles, but it's not possible in that succession type of thing. But the boy, dang, I should have wrote down that big dude's name because the big dude,
Mm-hmm.
he never in the other Black Panther movies
Mm-hmm.
up into this one.
Is it like
Some people criticize
Killmonger or
it.
something like that?
Yeah, Killmonger. No. Was it? I thought that was the white guy in the first movie.
Yo, excuse me, I'm about to look this up.
Anyway, so but he said some people criticize, say he like the whole movie was all woman power, but he played his role and he played it well, and then became king at the end. But that big dude played his role well.
He did.
What was his name? He did his thing because when
he's just named Black Panther. That's all I know him as. He didn't have no name in there.
yes he did.
He did.
He did. Yeah. Chadwick Boseman had an. Wow, I can't believe I can't remember his name.
M'Baku?
M'Baku was the big dude, right?
Yeah, M'Baku.
Yeah. But he played his role well.
Yeah, he does.
I've seen people.
Where Killmonger come from?
Killmonger was the white guy that ended up with that arm that in the first one. That
from Avengers?
No.
Yeah, forgive me.
Anyway, you know what? We're gonna continue on to the next topic because we are shredding this thing up in the wrong way.
Oh no, but okay. Bottom line, definitely go out, watch Black Panther.
It was a good movie.
It was a good movie. We loved it. Bring your family. You'll have a really good time.
Yes, as long as you're not super critical of the large amount of women empowerment without an equal amount of.
That shouldn't be an issue, though.
I'm just saying.
That shouldn't be an issue.
I'm just saying. Like,
women are doing great things.
Women are doing great things,
yes.
Except for other areas.
Okay.
Except for other areas. There's some areas where women are not doing great.
At least they're not part of Nick Cannon's baby groups. There's so the females that's doing that, hey, more power to them if that's what they like to do. But
I asked the question. So Nick Cannon's on baby number
12.
I asked the question, and then I still go back to it. I asked the question: are they actually choosing what they know to be right,
mm-hmm.
or are they choosing what's beneficial for them financially, knowing that what they're choosing is wrong?
I think nowadays people are just starting to make their own choices and decisions, be it right or be it wrong, because of course that's wrong. You have 12 different children and, well, not different children, but 12 children in different households. You don't know if they're interacting with each other. You don't know if they're going on play dates. You don't know if they're getting to know their other sibling. Because, you have some females that have sort of like resentment in them, and they keep their child away from that family.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't know like the ground base of what their foundation is built on, because it could be like sister wives, like all of them are in coordination with each other, and they, hey, I'm going here, can you watch the kids? Or I'm getting the kids together. We're doing a birthday party. It could be something like that. But nowadays, people are making their own rules and they're setting their own standards. There's nothing that shows a deviation from what's classified as original or what everybody is doing. Everybody's doing something different. The foundation of marriage isn't the same anymore. You have
What marriage? There's no foundation at all.
of marriage.
No.
If you're in church, there is.
But ain't nobody in church.
This church. There's
Ain't nobody
people
in
are
church.
in church.
No.
Yes.
No.
There's a church in you.
Our community. Nobody in church. Ain't no foundation in church. Like most people's foundation is sand at the beach. As soon as the storm comes through, it washes away.
You have to have some type of God in you in order to get
You
through
do,
life.
but it ain't happening. You do, but it's not. But the fact that we're not successful means that we don't have it.
I think people tend to rely and lean on God when they're in trouble instead of being there throughout any of the other times.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to really sit and think about what people's foundations are, because your foundation could be.
I know. Again, I say there is no foundation.
There is.
Our foundation is built on sand. It's our foundation is just like the piggy with the straw house.
No, I don't see that.
You don't? What do you see?
I see from my eyes and from my perspective. I know what my foundation is built on. But other people,
but we're talking about the community.
As a community, you have some people that are out there like knuckleheads. We're not counting for them. You can't just bunch everybody up.
I'm not. I ain't said nothing. All I did was ask you what you think about the community.
But I'm saying you can't just really just bunch everybody.
Well, I can't. I'm not even trying to.
Because there's different communities. Just because. And then there's no one person that's a representative of the Black community, because the Black community is not just Black anymore; it's minorities. So it's not just one.
No, the minority. You can't say minority because the Spanish are minorities, and Spanish outnumber Black Americans.
But that's what I'm saying.
So it's not the minorities.
It's not just the Black
community. No. We're talking about the Black community, though. We are Black press.
No. So
we're talking about. I'm talking about the Black community because we are Black press. So, what's the Black community doing?
But that's what I'm saying. It's not just the Black community. It encompasses everything around us. So
but I want to talk about the Black community. And are we building straw houses or brick houses? She's a brick. Ow. She's mighty, letting it all hang out. She's a brick. Ow. What? What part? I didn't say that much. I haven't even said that much. All I'm saying is, I want to talk about. I'm talking about the Black community.
But I'm talking about the Black community too. Just because it's the Black community, what I'm saying is, it's not just the Black community. You have Black Hispanic people. You have what's his Black is Black.
Right.
It's not just.
So who you want to talk to? You look like me like Ninja. If you don't. So what I'm trying, what I'm
like,
really,
what are you getting at?
I'm getting at. a point I'm getting at is the black community is is what I want to focus on.
Mm-hmm.
So if we're focusing on the black community, then we don't want to add other things on top of it. Because if that's the case, then we don't need to focus on, we don't need to talk about black community. We need to just talk about America or the world. So do we want to talk about the black community, or do we want to talk about the world, or blacks and Hispanics? Because Hispanics are doing differently from blacks. More Hispanics are now voting Republican. So are we talking about us? Are we talking about everybody? And are we talking about us when we want to talk about certain issues, but adding everyone else in just for the sake of relieving us of the pressure of of being accountable? And that's the big thing that we deal with so much is, okay, I can tell you, you are doing this, and this is not helping you in the success of your future. And then not you, but this person, like you, this person that's in front of me, you're doing this, and this is affecting you negatively in your future. And then you would say, if you're not willing to make adjustments and or changes to improve, you would say, well, they are doing this, and I'm trying to help you fix you, but you're telling me about them. How does you telling me about them help you fix you?
Because do you have the answer?
If I'm telling you, if I'm trying to give you the answer, yes. Okay. And that's my point. We want to. If anybody tells the black community what they need to do to fix themselves, they say, but what about them? But I'm not trying to fix them, I'm trying to fix you, but you don't want to be fixed, so you want to point at them because you know that if you do the things that are necessary for you to be fixed, it's going to be hard. It's going to take work. We want somebody else to give us a fully built house. But we don't want to build the foundation. Like I don't want yep, I'm not gonna say other people. I'm gonna say us. Yes, we want the finished house, and that's an issue with reparations. Just give me a finished house. No. Where are you right now? You have this plot of land. Okay. Build a foundation. Like we know. And that's my issue, is we are strong enough mentally, if we want to be. We can be strong enough to make the changes necessary. But we know that making those changes takes work. And nah, bruh. It's like seven games coming on on Sunday. You ain't got time to be doing no work. Gotta watch all these games. It's like 12 college teams playing on Saturday. You ain't got time to be doing no work. Gotta watch all these games. I don't 4 teams playing on Tuesday.
You
NBA.
Speaking like it's all black people just sitting back watching it. You don't watch games. There's some people that don't watch sports.
Yeah, I'm not talking to them. I'm talking to everybody else. Because the majority, what's the majority doing?
It's not the majority.
You think the majority is doing? If the majority was doing productive things outside of just their own, some are doing productive things and meeting the standards for their own success. A lot are not doing the things to meet to the standard of their own success. And then a lot that are meeting the standards for their own success are doing nothing more than that. And then you have the fourth one. This is at the bottom of the totem pole that are not doing the things for their own success, and they're blaming somebody else. And I just think, no. Like you said, I don't have time for sports. You know why? Do you know why I don't not watch sports? I used to. I don't have time. I have too many things on the list of my life that I want to accomplish, and not all of them are for me. A lot of them are for my community, but I do not have time to watch sports because that is hours and hours and hours of time that I can't get back, that I have wasted. There are very many black people, and especially black men, that are doing the things necessary for their individual success, and when they are at home, they are sitting and watching sports. Saturday college football, Sunday NFL football, Tuesday NBA basketball, and everything else between there. Some of them watch golf, all of this, but there's no extra effort put into anything else. And we use this to say, I deserve this time to rest because I work super hard and all of my other time. Great. But you're not doing anything to progress us.
So you think just because you're black, you're supposed to carry your whole community?
No. I think you're supposed to put forth an effort to do something more than just go to work, make a good paycheck, and come home. I think you are. You know why? I'll tell you exactly why we need to be doing something more. Because we're 400 years behind. How can we get to the point where we are at par with our other race counterparts if we don't do more? And that's why we yell reparations. I'm not saying we don't deserve them, but I'm saying we're probably not going to get them. And we yell it because if I say reparations, then I don't have to do what I know our community will have to do in order to get on par with everybody else. It's just, but because we're 400 years behind, if we ever want to get to the point where we are on par or at birdie with our counterparts by race, we're going to have to do more. We do not have time. We don't have time to sit down and watch every game. We ain't got time for that. If we got time for that, then guess what? We're never going to actually push forward. We're 400 years behind. We're 400 years Nah, I'm not gonna say in debt. America is 400 years in debt to us, but we ain't getting it. So if we gonna get further, we have to put forth extra effort. I ain't got time. I don't have time to sit and watch every game. You know what helped me out though? Because I'm a Falcons fan and the Falcons trash. After 2017, we lost the Super Bowl. Whatever. I ain't got time for it. I don't have time to watch you lose. So, shout out to the Falcons. Rise up. Win every game you can. I'm just saying. You lost me in 2017. I got lost in 2017.
Little faith.
I was in Korea hanging off the walls at halftime. And then at the end of the game, I was done. Like, I'm good, bruh. I'm not gonna give my life away. Give my time. I don't have time for that. You know why? Because you and the kids and every generation past us has to be receiving more than we received. And ain't nobody gonna give it to us but us. If we don't give it to us, ain't nobody gonna give it to us. You know how I know? Because like I said earlier, we're not getting reparations. We won't give these other countries reparations. Okay, we gave Japanese reparations after everything that happened after the Hawaiian Pearl Harbor, when we put Japanese in not concentration camp, but we put them in areas. Everybody that survived that, they got money. Everybody that lost slaves, they got money. But we ain't getting none. Yeah, trash, but oh well. We gotta take what we got. Don't build. If you ain't got gold bricks, you can't build a gold house, but I can make some brown bricks. That's all I gotta say about that. I don't know. What's the next topic? Alright. Dang. I need to start shutting up. Hey, last topic before we get into the deep stuff. Have we got into some more deep stuff? All right. There is a lack of black semen in semen banks. Did you know that?
No.
It's crazy, right? So, what does that mean? That means there are less opportunities for women to be able to choose black, what's the word?
A black counterpart. But you
Black
can,
donors or black counterpart.
But you can you don't really have to go to a sperm bank nowadays.
You don't. Wait, do you?
If you want that I think that's like for people that want to be intricate with their details, like, oh, I want certain characteristics. I want A, B, and C. Most people, you just meet them, hey.
Yeah, but do they match up to the standard that you want?
Thank you, man. They don't, and that's why it always results back to sperm banks, because people want the option to choose.
To choose the best person that they could possibly have.
Yeah, but then you choose the best person, but you don't get, you just get the baby out of it.
So why do you think that there are less donors?
Why?
Semen specimens.
I don't think that's something that a lot of black males do. Maybe
they was getting paid for it though.
Yeah, but that's what I was about to say. Like
You get
you get paid for your sperm.
Remember that Steve Harvey movie, Think Like a Man.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? Think like a man, act like a woman, or something like that.
I think so.
Remember, Kevin Hart was he was donating sperm
Mm-hmm.
for the sperm bank, and that was like his job.
Yeah.
He was always drinking water and stuff. I remember that. Megan Good was in that. Saying she's my crush back in the day.
Oh yeah, back in the day.
Back in the day.
Yes.
Back in the day when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. Mm-hmm. What? Yeah,
back in the day.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah. Why are black men, not doing it?
It's just not popular in the black community.
Why? You get paid for it.
Does everybody know that?
I think most people know that. You know that?
No, I know. Because I know you get paid to give blood too.
Yeah.
Not everybody does that.
I guess black men ain't really trying to sell their sperm no more.
They think they're going to get hit with child support.
Right? Oh,
and they might.
They did happen, right?
And they might. It can happen.
So the system is not set up to help black women. I don't know. That's just part of the news. Well, we've been on the news for about an hour and 30 minutes, so let's stop talking about news and we'll start talking about some real stuff.
All right, hey guys, welcome back. It's your girl Trish.
And your boy Mr. Define.
And we are Black Press. All right, so if you haven't been watching the news lately, or if you're hiding under a rock, I want to discuss a topic, and I call it "Frenemy is no friend of me." Why? Because so many situations we put ourselves in, and we don't realize that the people that we're around is not really our friends. And speaking of that, I want to mention a person that was just murdered by her so-called friends. Her name is Shaquela Robinson. It was a group of 6 of them. They took a trip down to Mexico. On this trip, it was supposed to be, like you go on trips with your friends. You think it's going to be a good time and you're going to have fun and stuff.
Yeah.
You see them walking around with the camera and they're saying, "Is everybody naked?" And then they walk in the room and it's only one person naked, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I heard on the video where it said like she's gonna keep it hot or getting her bathing suit because of course you're on vacation and you want to do vacation stuff, go to the beach and stuff. So she was stripped. I guess they must have had like some type of thing on where they were all gonna strip down, but she was the only one naked. The other video shows them physically assaulting this female and physically assaulting her to the point where one of her friends called out and say, "Are you not going to fight back?" And she said no.
Mm-hmm.
Then next thing you know, you see them swinging her to the floor and then repeatedly assaulting her. And then next thing you know, the group of them come back from Mexico and their friend is in the hotel room dead. They were saying that she was alcohol poisoned, and when the ambulances and stuff went there, they pronounced her dead from supposed alcohol poisoning. Mm-hmm. But when they got back, it was so many mixed stories, and no one was knowing what was going on, and they went to her mom and cried and said that they don't know like what happened. It was alcohol poisoning, and then come to find out it was them. Like I can't even fathom how that how her mom feels. Like regardless of what age you are, you are still your mom's baby,
Mm-hmm.
and she trusted these individuals, and they took her life. As I say, you can't trust everybody. Everybody's not to be trusted.
Yeah.
It's sad. It's very
It
tragic.
really is. It's just. Mm, this community we got these days.
Hmm.
There is no real loyalty.
Yeah.
There's no loyalty. Only thing they, because I saw the video too,
Yeah.
and I don't know. I've been. I can't say I've been on both sides because I haven't been the one that's just getting destroyed, but
Hmm.
I've been the one that would win. I've won fights where once the person stops fighting back,
Hmm.
you're not fighting that person. You're killing that person.
Yeah.
So it's just to me there is a lack of
Humanity.
humanity. Yeah,
Hmm.
I was gonna say empathy, but definitely that's the better word.
Empathy too. Yeah.
There's a lack of humanity
Hmm.
and in this in our world
Hmm.
that for you to injure someone to the point of their death and literally like to be where you are,
Hmm.
you're not injuring someone that you don't know. Like you're injuring someone that you have an actual relationship
Yeah.
with. But nobody cares anymore.
Hmm.
No, it's nobody really cares enough about anybody to actually have value for their life. Like, good my goodness, you don't have value for anybody's life. And that's what I believe the community is at the point of our community is we actually have been desensitized by World Star and all of these other things that we literally in music and lifestyles where it's not about like you can people can literally destroy somebody's life like
Yeah. In an
and
instant.
and not care.
In an instant.
We I think yeah that's the biggest thing. We have become completely desensitized
Hmm.
to the reality of taking someone's life.
Yeah.
I believe that this issue, like we can say all that we want about them white folks is crazy shooting up schools.
Hmm. But we kill our own. Yeah. There's no when and in the act there's no sympathy or um you don't feel they're not feeling bad about it.
Mm-mm.
They're just acting it out. And then later on they want to say, "Oh, um I didn't mean to take it that far. I was just trying to teach her a lesson." And things of that nature because I guarantee you that's what they're going to
Yeah,
come out and say.
but I bet you that's the same thing somebody that ran through a school would say. Like you do that. I think that needs to be correlated between the two. That needs to be compared. That if you for someone to do what they did to that girl,
Hmm.
is the same as what these people that are doing active shooter events. They're doing the same thing. You're saying that my intent to harm is more important to me than that person's life, or those person's lives.
Yeah.
There's no difference. There's no difference. I've been to the point. I've been in altercations where I've literally been on top of somebody. Like when I realized I won, and there's no way you have any chance of beating me. I'm not gonna keep hitting you.
Yeah.
Like, why would I do that?
She probably gave up in hopes that they would stop hitting her.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like she was doing.
Yeah, because she said the person said, "You're not gonna hit back," and she said no.
No.
But she said no, and she didn't say no. Just no. Yeah. Like please stop.
Yeah.
That's what I heard from her.
And that's another thing. She's like, she said no, but she didn't. She didn't block. She should have got into a defensive position.
She was giving up though.
Yeah.
She was giving up.
Right.
Like,
you know what happened?
You have 6 people beating you up.
Yeah.
And nobody there to rescue you.
No, I don't mean defensive position like striking back. I mean defensive position like
protecting herself.
Yeah, you.
I think she gave up.
Did you grow up in the time where you did tornado rehearsals at your school?
Yeah.
And when you go out into the hallway and you face the wall and you get down and you press your hands over your head, that's what she should have done. If you're not gonna fight back, go into turtle mode.
She probably couldn't do that though. They was hitting her back.
I saw some of it though. She was standing up. Yeah, no,
and then they sung her.
I'm not standing up. If I know I'm not gonna fight, get down into turtle mode. Get down on your knees, man. But that's not taught anymore. Yeah. That's not taught anymore. Like I was just talking to some people, some fellas at church, and we were talking about some young adults that lost their lives over touching wires, like live electrical wires, and it's like the youth don't know what they don't get the same training that we used to get. Like I doubt they get stop, drop, and roll. Put in the comments. Matter of fact, did we say like the video, like this video, subscribe to our channel, hit the like button, and go ahead and share this with somebody else. These are great conversations that we're having, and join in the conversation in the comments. But stop, drop, and roll. Yeah. Do they teach that anymore?
Some form of it.
Yeah, but she should have. This whole thing where I'm just gonna stand there and then let you punch me in the face and sling me around. What do they do to that?
When a person reaches their breaking point where they just feel hopeless, like you have to think about it. They had her stripped down till she was naked, so it's not like
she wasn't completely naked.
She was completely naked from head to toe.
What video you watched?
The same video you watched.
She wasn't naked.
What she had on?
She had on like some skimpy clothes, but she wasn't naked.
She was naked. She was bare naked.
I didn't see that video then.
She was bare naked. And you have to think about it, like if she was to run out of the door, they'll think she's like crazy or something like that. Or how much help do you really think she would have got? And then she's in a foreign place.
Yeah, in Mexico, they ain't worried about you.
And then the thing about like Mexico, they have they classified it as a murder yet?
No, they're still trying to say it was. They reluctant to call it. They called it. It had 2 check marks on the death certificate. It said accidental and extreme violence or something like that.
Blunt force trauma.
No, they didn't say blunt force trauma, but it was two. They checked both of them, so it's like, okay, was it an accident or was it a result of violence?
So they're probably thinking that as a result of her alcohol poisoning, she probably fell down and bumped her head and stuff. But it refutes the fact because it's on camera because
Yeah.
they were recording it, and I guarantee you they have more footage on their phone because in the video you can see two people on their phone and then you see the person in the corner, so they know what happened.
Yeah. There's a big thing about where people are not gonna help you, especially in our community. Like there's nobody's gonna.
Everybody's recording.
Prime example. I was watching. I think we watched. We both saw it, or it might have just been me, where somebody was getting arrested, and that it was a female cop. It was a female cop. A male was getting arrested, and he struggled, and he fought back. And it was a white female cop, and then other white people came to help that female cop subdue the white male, and that's what they did because it was part of like that was I don't know. Yeah, it was at that point. It was definitely just their natural instinct was to help, even though the whole thing ended up them praising one other white woman after she came like after three other men that already showed up to help. But my point is they did that, and we are going in the opposite direction. We're going in the opposite direction of helping, and we're going just towards recording so that we can get likes, views, and comments. Our community is literally desensitizing ourselves from the atrocities of violence, death, and murder.
There's a lot more to the story that hasn't been told and that we don't know. There's always a backstory. It's always a backstory.
And I can't.
It's gonna come out.
I really can't wait for this information to come out. I really want to know what happened.
Yeah.
Like, what is it that brought these groups of quote unquote friends to literally beat this woman until her life was ended? Like, what was it? What is it that could cause you to do that? That's one. And then two, how are you so inhumane that everybody will watch the next assault person, the next assaulter, like beat this woman?
But you know what's crazy? They did that because it says, but there's different stories coming out that's saying every one of them took part in that. But they laid her down in the bed and then called the ambulance, right? Because when the ambulance came, they said that she was unconscious.
Yeah.
And she was suffering from alcohol poisoning. So they laid her down in the bed. So all of them partook in it.
Yeah.
It has to be more information. It has to be something.
I can't wait till
like the officer who came on the scene or the paramedic that came on the scene. We need to hear from them. Like, what did you see when you went there? Just different stuff.
I really hope they get extradited. I hope all of them get extradited back to Mexico, so that when you are prosecuted and you get sentenced to prison time, I hope they end up in prison in Mexico.
Yes.
Yeah. Because I don't care. I don't care what's going on. I don't care. I don't even care if it's someone that I don't like. If I don't like you or I can't stand you, I'm still not going to stand there and watch you get beat to death.
Yeah.
Like, everybody in that group
They
are
have
literally like where is your soul at, bruh?
they replace it with hatred.
Bruh, where's your soul?
They had
Yeah, because
hatred.
the one in the video was like, I'm tired of you. It was like,
Mm-hmm.
I really want to know this story. I really want to know this story because I want to know what would what would cause you to have so much anger, hate, and disgust for a person that you would all beat this person until the end of their life.
Mm-hmm.
And I also just want to say that you're not humane. You are literally that's that like
You know what they
you
are?
are that's
You know they are a danger to society, and they need to lock them up because if they did that and they're like skating by, who's to say they won't do it again
yeah. And they went to to her mom's house
and cry?
and cried and tried to convince her that it was a alcohol poison. Like
Mm-hmm.
it was what that the story that they were trying to sell.
They're a danger to society. They
They
need
were a
to.
danger to society,
Yeah.
a danger to humanity.
Mm-hmm. They need to get them, lock them up.
And there are people that still. I don't believe they're the only ones that do stuff like that. Like World Star is what caused this type of lifestyle of
Yeah, there used to
I'm
be a lot
not
of
gonna
fighting and
help.
stuff
I'm
like
just
that.
gonna record it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna help. I'm just gonna record it. Like, come on, yo, for real? Like, you literally just gonna let people get beat to death and you don't help? Okay, I'm trying to date myself, but I used to watch the show on Seinfeld.
Mm-hmm.
The Seinfeld show. There was an episode where they were seeing. They were seeing. I think they were in a foreign country, and they were seeing someone get assaulted or something happen,
Mm-hmm.
and they did not help, and they got prosecuted. And everybody from the first episode all the way to the last episode came and testified against him. It was so funny.
Yeah.
But that's what people are doing. Like they're not. We don't help each other anymore.
Don't.
All we do is post it on social media.
Yeah.
We posted a reel
Mm-hmm.
about a young lady that had her baby in her arm,
Mm-hmm.
and she's standing on the side of a SUV. It looks like a Suburban.
Mm-hmm.
She's standing on the side of the Suburban as the Suburban is trying to leave the parking lot, and there was a young man driving it,
Mm-hmm.
and she's on the side, and she's obviously endangering her baby.
Yeah, the baby's head was just swinging.
Yeah,
back
just
and
swinging.
forth.
And we posted that as part of one of our previous videos of
Yeah.
I did the best that I could. But so many I literally stopped responding to the comments
Mm-hmm.
because there are people that for one they are saying, "Oh no, you don't know if they called CPS. You don't know if they called the cops." And it's like, okay, we don't know, but we can understand that this actual community that we're in is more likely to record the incident than they are to report the incident.
Yeah.
We're doing that more often these days than not. So, but so many people will just try to say, "Oh, you don't know if they did it." Well, we know by percentages that we as a community will record somebody getting beat to end of their life
Mm-hmm.
and still have it on record.
Yeah. And then who wants to see stuff like that? It's because everybody's getting desensitized.
The only benefit to it is
Exposure.
Exposure.
Yeah.
Like, so because of the same thing that we can say about that, about her losing her life, and about the incident of the video that we have on Instagram at We Are Black Press, is those same things are what led to the prosecution of George Floyd's murderers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exposure.
Exposure. Somebody with the camera.
So maybe there's one person that, like the person that recorded, they didn't want to get too much involved, but they wanted it to be recorded so that because I can't even fathom like why they thought that was acceptable.
But then the other question is, how does it end up on social media?
They went live. I think they went live.
In Mexico?
Mm-hmm.
Right. But then I'm talking also, but if you correlate that with the video that we posted, or with that we reposted off the reel, it's like, how did that one end up on social media?
Yeah.
That means that person.
They just sit there.
I don't believe you can logically say that the person that posted that to social media also sent that to CPS and to local authorities. Like, I don't believe that it. I think the likelihood of them posting it and reporting it are not very.
It's highly unlikely.
Yeah, it's unlikely that they recorded it, posted it to social media, and they reported it to local authorities. No, because that's not the mindset that we have. There's a mindset of, this is horrible, I have to report this, or this is horrible, I need to post this.
Yeah.
Those two mindsets don't combine.
Everybody's their own media coverage.
Yeah, everybody just want to see how many likes they can get off this. Sources. Yeah. Everybody wants to see how many likes they can get.
But we do offer our condolences from the deepest parts of our hearts, because I pray that no one else has to go through that or have to witness that and see it on footage. So
I think this is the same as Sharkeisha. What's that? You never saw the Sharkeisha World Star?
It's the same as Kanika.
No, it's Sharkeisha. It was like, Sharkeisha, no.
That one.
Yeah, Sharkeisha, no. Like, for one, why your name's Sharkeisha? Look at the last videos. Names, come on, really? Like, if my parents named me Sharkeisha, I would never write that down on my anything. But this was years ago, and this is like when it first started, like just recording everybody getting their tail whooped, and instead of anybody stopping it, they're just gonna record it. This is the same thing as Real Housewives and all of that other, all of that. It's all the same.
No, it's not.
There's the same. Yes. If you watch a show, anyway, let me finish this Sharkeisha thing, where Sharkeisha got into a fight with this girl, and she beat the girl, and the girl dropped to the ground, and then Sharkeisha cocked her foot all the way back a whole 180 degrees and kicked that girl in the face on the ground. And then somebody yelled out, "Sharkeisha, no!" Like, I'm gonna blame myself. Jerry Springer at 4:30. I got off that bus at 4:00 and ran to the house to watch Jerry Springer.
I never liked that.
As kids,
too volatile.
I was in middle school when Jerry Springer was doing that. I
don't like it. I still don't like it.
But that's what we watching.
I don't watch that.
We love to see people get into a fight. Why do we love the?
I do.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
me
a whole other
personally,
segment. Why do we love to see
because
people
I
fight?
always want to. I always think like, I wish I was there to stop that.
You think about that when you watch Real Housewives too?
That's different. That's entertainment.
Why?
But they're not.
Is it the
They're not. They're
is it the
not.
conflict that's entertainment or just their lifestyle?
Mm, I just something I watch when I'm bored. Sometimes it's just background noise.
But
But
I like I would still like to know
it's life
an answer
it's
to it.
lifestyle. It's entertainment.
So you like to see their lifestyle.
I like to
You like to
see.
see the life. So you said lifestyle and entertainment. So the
Yeah.
lifestyle is what you like to see, and also the conflict.
No, I don't like to see conflict. See, I started watching reality shows because sometimes it's just nothing on to watch. But when I look at it, I look for the positive in it. Like especially like say there's a show called Married to Medicine. I started watching. I was like, oh, this is gonna be good because you see like the side of like the doctors, like the wives and their lives and stuff. But then they just start doing like ratchet stuff, fighting, cursing, and there's no there's small um, positiveness when they go out and they do like the COVID clinics and stuff like that. But there's no that's why sometimes I don't sit week to week and watch it. I just watch it when I have time.
Yeah.
But there wasn't any like how you say there wasn't enrichment.
Yeah.
It wasn't enriching to me. Like I thought you learn something, a thing or two, and take married love and marriage Huntsville. Like there's a lot of drama that unfolds on there too, but I thought you'll see like them showing how they do like a floor plan, how they build a house, how um, people could get into things. But I guess that's classified as boring. So instead, so they do that, and then they entice them to get on the show, and then they start getting in their personal lives,
Mm-hmm.
and then your personal life is personal. You
Yeah.
really don't want people following
It
you
is
around with the
super messy.
camera and see like everything that's going on. But that's what they do. They show they present it in a way that you think it'll be positive
Mm-hmm.
because you're like, yeah, I can love and marriage you show the unity between us,
Yeah.
how we get through fights and arguments, but then let's get down to the real nitty gritty, and that's what they do.
Yeah.
Then you see stuff that's unfavorable that you shouldn't see, and then it becomes a norm because you see it on TV and you think that's what everybody else is doing,
Yeah.
especially if this these well off people are doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole thing about social media influencing us in our community is real.
Yeah. Especially if you see the wealthy people doing it.
Yeah.
If you see they got money and they acting like this.
Mhm.
So I should be able to act like this because I ain't even got no money. So
Yeah.
what harm does it do to me?
Mhm. And that's how a lot of people think
Yeah.
because who's judging you? You really have to think about it
Yeah.
like that.
That also goes to prove the another point of the money. Like that video we did was money don't make a man.
Mhm.
Good men do. So you can have all the money in the world, but if your character ain't right,
Yeah.
it ain't gonna matter no way. There's two different mindsets of character and money.
Yeah.
You can have the wisdom of how to invest and how to build a business, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're gonna have the wisdom of how to interact in relationship.
Yeah. And you know what? Talking about that, Akon just did an interview, and he was saying that he's basically saying the same thing.
Yeah.
But he was saying about Chris Brown. He was saying that he has so much, like he has so much capability.
Yeah.
But he's around the wrong people, so he's not pushing to
Mm-hmm.
his expectations.
Yeah.
He's just making music, but he said he's so talented, and he is. He does music, he dances, he writes, he does a lot of stuff.
I still look at Chris Brown. I still
people.
look at Chris Brown as a baby.
And the Run It,
Huh?
The Run It song.
What? The Run It.
Run It.
Run it. No, that too, but no, yeah. Baby off of the Last Christmas.
Okay. Yeah, he can do that too. He can act.
He was the youngest child. Yeah, he's pretty good.
He's a good actor.
But he was the youngest. That's how I look at him. Like because of his lifestyle and how the things that he does. It's like
people don't take him serious. People don't take him serious.
Yeah,
but he's an actual like grown man. He's just around the wrong people.
Yeah,
that's why you have to.
But then again, though, the fact that I said he's just a kid is like some people don't progress past that childhood stage.
They stay in it. It all depends on who you're around. Because if you're around the right people, you'll get molded different.
Mm-hmm. That's also what I was thinking about the other day. So I just went through. Well, I just not went through, but I just was present in the process of a couple different funerals, and there was one of a young man, and his brother pretty much lost it during the funeral, and it was because, for me, he lost it because we don't know how to process grief.
Yeah.
Especially us as black men, we don't know how to process much of anything. We don't know how to process much of anything in a way that does not show as anger. If I'm mad, obviously you're gonna see anger. If I'm sad, only way I know how to express it is through anger. If I'm frustrated, the only way I know how to express it is through anger. If I am depressed, the only way I know how to express it is through anger. You know, if I'm even in the community, some people like will be happy and go and jump somebody or fight somebody. Like that's how you enjoy life. And it made me. I'm growing better and understanding that we don't. When they say you don't have emotional intelligence, it's understanding how to act and respond in certain situations. Being able to understand that, okay, I'm angry right now, but I'm going to have enough emotional intelligence to know that I shouldn't, slap somebody around. Or, I shouldn't lose my cool, but that's what I bring that all the way around to say. I think that's a lot of things that Chris Brown might be having issues with, as well as just a lot of men. And it's not because, and a lot of it is because we haven't been taught, and another portion of it is we don't want to because it's hard, it's tough. It's easier to be tough than it is to be soft. You know why? and that's a whole nother rabbit hole. But because I get better results from being tough,
I don't think so.
I get better life results.
In life,
I get better life
but
results from being tough.
in life, but
I
you
get
also have to have some sort of softness to you, because if you don't, you get hardened, and it's hard to break through to
yeah,
somebody
but
that's hard.
to be hard is to be protected.
It's a protective shell, but what's inside?
Hmm.
It's not always good to
To
have
be,
this hard sentiment about you.
yeah, because if you're hard on the outside and you're protecting what's on the inside can never grow. So therefore, the inside is still that young child that just wants to be loved or just wants to be understood, but you never get to that point where you can do that because you've grown so hard on the outside that you don't even know how to express to someone that, yo, I just want you to understand where I'm at right now.
It's like
And I don't know
it's a
how to tell you
cocoon.
that because,
It's a cocoon effect.
yeah,
And once you develop your emotional intelligence and you're able to flourish, turn into a butterfly.
yeah. But since we can't talk about emotional intelligence and not say anything about how that can actually be improved. So, what are your thoughts on improving emotional intelligence? Because there honestly, I don't want to play the sandwich game, but there are some women that don't have emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
And I've come across some that only know how to express anger.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're a horrible lover because you don't know you're very shy when it comes to expressing love, but very comfortable in expressing anger. And I was like, that don't match.
For some people. So depending on what you go through in life, certain characteristics come about as a form of protection. So if you're this hard macho person, of course you're gonna have that soft, gentle person inside, but you have to break through the exterior in order to get interior. So different ways that you can tackle that is making sure that you're with the right person. One, because if you're a lot of people, they go after what they're used to. Step outside of your element and try something different. Don't always go with what you're used to, because what you're used to will have you with the person that forces you to be that hardcore exterior. Go with somebody that challenges you to be a better person or challenges you to be softer.
I think that's a very difficult point though, because there are a lot of relationships where the person will challenge you, but they're not challenging you to be softer. They're challenging you to be harder. As in, okay, I'm going to press you to the point of anger, and then I'm not going to, once I press you to the point of anger, I'm not going to say, hey, I need you to express to me verbally how you feel. I almost want to say that never happens, but I'm not in every relationship. But I think that it's so much that we're pressed that we will say, "Oh, I'm pressing. I'm not being hard on you. I'm trying to press you to be better." But I'm not actually helping you be better because I'm only helping you to be angry.
But you know what? People need to communicate, because you should be able to speak up for yourself enough to let the other person know what you need. If you're sitting there and you're frustrated and you're in this bubble and you're like, oh, I'm about to burst, and that person is pressing you, pressing you, pressing you, eventually you're going to burst and then it's going to be a mess. But if you communicate, sit down and communicate, listen, this is what I need. and then that person, it's up to that person to meet your needs. If they can't meet your needs, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
Or you have to figure out ways to work around it. But if they're really not meeting your needs, your expectations, and where you see yourself in life, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
You're wasting your time. You really have to think about stuff like that.
Yeah. And I don't think a lot of people think about that. So
yeah,
I put my thoughts on it when it comes to emotional intelligence and being able to communicate.
Mm-hmm.
This really, 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 really takes. The only way to actually make this happen, mm-hmm. for you to grow in emotional intelligence and to grow in communication, is to practice it.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of times we don't practice it because we are afraid of how the person that we're with is going to receive it. Mm-hmm. And that's the issue. Because, so, if I can, for one, okay, let's talk about the practice part first. Mm-hmm. So, when it comes to practice, like I've said before, I have 5 sisters. No, I'm sorry, 4 sisters. It's 5 of us total. Mm-hmm. I have 4 sisters, right? And most of them are older than me. Mm-hmm. So as a child, when I got upset with my sisters, I would like try to run at them and try to hit them. Mm-hmm. And they, my sisters labeled me as the raging bull. But when I did that, most of the time I lost until I got bigger. But when I was like elementary, I lost because they were bigger than me. They had a little bit more experience than me. It was whatever. I think because I don't really remember losing, but I'm pretty sure I lost. But I do remember that at the point where I knew, where I knew for a fact that I could beat my sisters, I reached the point where there was no need for me to actually fight them. Because I'm not going to fight you because I already know I can win. And that's where I got really dangerous. I got really dangerous because I was able to learn how to talk. And if I can literally I can shred a person up with words alone and never throw a punch because I was able to practice being able to communicate in a way that would get the influence that I wanted. Mm-hmm. So I was able to get the influence of hurting their feelings. But it did help me because now, and I was able to do what a lot of men and a lot of women nowadays aren't able to do. And that is to express myself verbally to get my point across. And what happens right now, not what happens right now, but what has happened for a very long period of time since we were free from slavery, pretty much, is men, and most especially black men, don't have that ability to communicate verbally how we feel. So the only way we know how to express our feelings is through sex or violence. So I can express how much I love you through sex. I can't express it in words. Other than me saying I love you. Or I can't express my hurt, my anger, my rage, my depression. I can't express that in words because I don't know how to say it, and I don't know how you're going to receive it. Therefore, the only way I do know how to express it is through violence, because that's the only thing I've ever learned.
Yeah.
I learned how to be violent, but I didn't learn how to speak. I learned how to help you. I learned how to tell you the words that I need you to understand of how I'm actually feeling right now. We went through that a couple last week,
Yeah.
when we actually started running through, and I started to express to you how I felt, and you were like, "Oh, okay." Now, once if I can give you the words, I can help you understand how I feel, so that you can make the necessary adjustments for us to work together. But there's so many men and women, but definitely men, and I'm gonna speak more for men. I'm gonna always hold men accountable, because we have to be held accountable. But we don't understand how to communicate verbally.
Yeah.
So the only thing we have left to resort to is physically. We, as a community, women need to understand that, because because you're great at speaking and talking, because girls talk sooner than boys, and boys play more, but girls talk more and amongst each others. Excuse me, lips got dry. But if women can understand that men do not normally grow up with the communication skills, you will be able to understand that if you are able to shred me with words, but I don't know how to use words, all I'm going to use is what I know how to use. And all I've ever learned to do was to react physically. So how do you fix this? How do? Big on, don't bring me all the problems and none of the solutions.
Yeah.
Women being capable of shredding somebody with words has to be disciplined enough to not use the words for shredding us, but using the words to help us communicate. So women are going to have to speak less out of emotion and more out of reason in order to get men to pull those words out of us. So women have to have that self-discipline of not telling us how much we suck at life and saying, but sitting down calmly telling us, because if you come to me with heat, or you come to me with aggression, and I don't know how to communicate, all I'm going to do is respond with physical aggression, because that's all I know how to do. And I know a lot of women want us as men, y'all need to fix yourself, y'all need to get counseling, y'all need to know how to talk, y'all need to know how to have emotional intelligence. But if we don't have it, then how are we supposed to gain it? And if we don't even know how to talk, why would we want, or how would we be willing to go to counseling?
But that relates all the way back to what you've been saying. Hold yourself accountable.
Yes.
And go read the books. Go do the research.
Mm-hmm.
Don't place it on the female. Because female, we can only do so much.
You're right. I appreciate you calling me out for that, because it is true. Men have to do the work ourselves.
Yeah.
But there is no but. We got to do the work.
Yeah.
We got to do the work. But if you understand that we have to do the work, and you understand that
and that doesn't go without saying, females have to do the work too.
Yeah.
Of course, you have to know how to speak to your mate. You have to know when when to add sugar and when to add salt. Because
And
sometimes you do have to sprinkle a little salt because it's like, okay, the emotional part didn't work.
mm-hmm.
Then you switch over and you start speaking from logic and reason.
Yeah.
And then that's when they're like, oh, dang,
Yeah.
okay. Then they recognize the fact. But as females, we try with sugar first.
Yeah.
So we try to be sweet and tell you, hey, babe,
Yeah.
this, that. And then it just goes over your head. And then you build up this, not animosity, but you build up this, this emotion that is like, okay, we gotta get this together. So then you go at them out of a sense of reasoning, because it's like, let me reason with you for a minute, and you start running down the facts, and then you're like, okay,
I don't think every woman goes out of reason. I think
it sounds like nagging. It sounds like nagging from a male's
nagging,
perspective.
sometimes just frustration because I said it one time and you didn't pick it up.
It's all in the tone too.
Yeah.
You have to watch your tone. You have to watch your body language. You just watch how you speak to people in general.
Yeah.
Because
I know a lot of times. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, because people are watching.
Yeah.
You have to present yourself in a certain way.
I know a lot of times that we say, I've heard in conversations that, oh, men need to understand that how women are.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if women understand or give the grace to men to understand that how men are, mm-hmm. and the lack of communication that we have not being so much as our want to not communicate, mm-hmm. but our inability to communicate.
Mm-hmm. I can see that because a lot of men don't have like an outlet, mm-hmm. so you don't have anything to plug into.
Because we're taught from day one, don't cry, man up.
Yeah,
man up, don't cry. Men don't cry.
It's like a form of like a weakness.
So if I learn that I'm not supposed to cry, mm-hmm. I'm essentially learning I'm not supposed to be emotional. I'm only supposed to be strong. Yeah. Therefore, when it comes to conflict, a verbal conflict, the only thing I know how to do is to react physically strong because I don't know how to verbally be strong. Mm-hmm. So, and I still don't want to give any excuses to men, but I can say that it's only in the last 5 years where it's actually finally started to be like, oh, men should be able to show emotions as well. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't even say it's not been the last decade. It's been like the last 5 years, and that's being gracious, mm-hmm. to say it's been 5 years that men are supposed to have emotions too. What? Yeah, it's
have emotions, but not like being dramatic.
Yeah,
blowing things out of proportion.
But yeah, but sometimes it's, I don't know. Hey, there's blowing things out of proportion.
Make it something small,
that's
big.
Different, huh?
Make it something small, like a big issue.
Well, then it comes to what's small, what's big to one person may not be big to the other person. But I just, where did we come from? I don't know. I do know that we need to be better as a community.
Yeah. And
the biggest, I say all that to say, everything I said is a mutual grace. Mm-hmm. We have to have grace for one another.
Yeah.
Because I think on both sides, we will look at everything that we got to go through, mm-hmm. and say that what we're going through is greater than what the other person is going through. So therefore, I am giving you. I'm saying I'm going through all this. You're not going through everything I'm going through. So you need to have grace for me, but I'm not going to have grace for you because you're not going through as much as I'm going through. When in fact, that's not the case. We're all going through life.
Yeah.
Like life is a struggle with. So it's a lot of beautiful moments in it, but it's almost homologous, like almost equal. Yeah, my good days outweigh my bad days, but not by that much. You know, it's if my good days outweigh my bad days, and there was an election, I have to do a runoff vote because it's almost.
See, it's not quite at 50.
Yeah. So, what was our next topic? Did we beat that? Did we beat that horse to death?
It's beat down. There is one. Got an update on the Griner situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's
What's going on?
She's in Pinal County now. But in talking about Brittany Griner, there is another person that is of interest. Have you heard of Mark Fogel?
No, who's that?
Okay, so Mark Fogel is a teacher that was detained in Russia, and he's been there since 2021.
Mm-hmm.
So he's been convicted on less than 20 grams of marijuana, but in his case, it was prescribed. So this is something that a medical professional has prescribed to him for his health issues. So he was sentenced to 13 years. And right now they're trying to, because you know they have that pardon that they're trying to do for Paul Whelan and Brittany Griner.
Yeah.
His family wants him to be included because he matters too.
Yeah,
right?
He should be if he's over there. Yeah.
And he's a teacher. He's been teaching English and different subjects over there. But
he's the teacher that he teaches in Russia.
He teaches in Russia. Yeah, he's one of those. You know when you go abroad. Yeah. And there's a teacher that's teaching all these subjects.
Yeah.
He's one of those teachers.
Okay.
So there's so many people. Like there's a group of community. There's a community that is behind him, but they have him on humanitarian grounds. What his family want him to be classified is wrongfully detained, which is what Paul Whelan and Brittany Griner is currently as.
Yeah.
So with him,
I see why they would classify him as humanitarian because he went over there to teach. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So with him just being on humanitarian grounds, he can't be included in that pardon.
Yeah.
So they're trying to get that changed in order for him to, and I think he should be included.
I think he should be pardoned faster because he's over there on the humanitarian.
Yeah, he's teaching.
Yeah,
he's teaching, and his medical marijuana was prescribed.
Yeah,
for a health condition.
From America or from Russia?
I believe it was from. It has to be from America.
Yeah.
But then again, he's been teaching in Russia for so long. You would think that he has to get a refill on his prescription. How is he getting it?
Yeah.
Is he getting it off the street? It's so many things that tie into it because if it's medical marijuana, what doctor is prescribing to you? What pharmacy is dispensing it to you? Where are you getting it from?
Yeah.
It's not prescription if you're getting it from someone. So there's just so many. There's like a zero drug tolerance in Russia, especially with Americans.
Yeah.
So
plenty of murder. I said plenty of murder though. Don't tolerate drugs.
Yeah.
I think that's a good point though, because
Mhm.
it just continues to show that, like, to me,
Mhm.
it continues to show that Brittany Griner is not over there by herself.
Yeah.
But I still hold down my whole point of
Mhm.
she's over there by choice, and only choice she was making was to make more money over 200,000 plus a year.
Well, same thing with this gentleman. He extended his contract over there, knowing that we were that
Well,
they were in wartime.
yeah,
So he extended his contract, and then he ended up.
but he been there since 2001, so it's before the war started.
Well, that's or he went. He got caught like around the time when things were getting heated.
Oh,
So he knew he shouldn't have
that was like
extended it.
January, February.
Yeah, that's when he
But
got
he's been locked up since 2021, so that was
2021.
last year. Hmm.
That's what
Well,
his family said.
that just proves, man, if you want to work in the environment where you could possibly be in danger,
Hmm.
and you're doing it because you can get paid more money,
It's not always about the money. You gotta,
chickens come home to roost.
yeah.
Hey, you over there laying down with dogs, you get fleas. You can't be.
Oh yeah, American food says yeah.
Yeah.
That's a Jamaican
Lay down
saying.
with dogs, you get fleas. Nah,
They
that's
they say
everywhere.
it a lot more hostile.
Yeah. No, that's all
Yeah,
over America.
yeah.
But yeah, look, you can't be. Don't be yelling at somebody else for
Hmm.
not giving you a good shampoo. You the one that lay down with it.
Yeah,
Wash yourself off. Mm.
that time is hard over there. Prayers to them too.
Mm-hmm.
But we do thank y'all for watching.
Yes, sir.
Just remember, like, comment, share, subscribe, tell somebody about it.
Yes. Do we got time to talk about my last thing I want to talk about? No, we don't.
It's
We'll hit
different
this up.
subject.
We'll hit this up on another day.
Yes.
Yes. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications for our
Hit the
next videos.
bell.
Look, man, we're trying to do a lot of great things. So y'all get the subscriptions up. You're gonna see it coming down the pipe. All right. So I love y'all. Y'all be safe. Y'all be great. I'm your boy, Mr. Define.
And I'm your girl Trish, and we are Black
Black
Press.
Press.
Thank you for watching.